Hi y'all, good morning. We are running late today. That sun is already up. I need to bust out my sunglasses, but I ain't got time to do it because we on the move up here to get where we're going. And I want you to look at this. I'm already seeing a bunch of fish right there along the bottom. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna go on up here, upriver. We're gonna drift through those fish today. I'm right on the edge of a deeper flat. You've got this island over here to our right. It's a few feet deep, and then it drops off down to a deeper flat that's 26 feet deep. This flat extends out, it's pretty good ways, 100, 200 yards to the left, and then it drops off to the main river channel. All the fish right here seem to be on the edge of the flat right before it starts to come up at a steep angle to go up to the really shallow water. So we're going to drop some baits down on those fish and hopefully pull up a bunch of them today, y'all. So come with me. I'm going to run right up here to the top of this island and we're going to get to it. Well, good news, bad news, y'all. The good news is we've marked a bunch of fish coming up through here. Bad news is I ain't got much to feed them. Weather has knocked me out of fishing the last couple days, and so I don't have any bait. So what we're going to use today is chicken. I stopped off at the store on the way here and got the easiest catfish bait to possibly use, and one of y'all's favorites, chicken. It's certainly not what I would prefer to be using today. I'd like to have a big hunk of fresh fish of some kind, but I want a catfish, and this is what we got, so we're rolling with it. So this is just regular chicken breast, nothing doctored up on it, no additives, no jello, no garlic. People put all kinds of powders and marinades and stuff. We're just using plain chicken breast, cutting it in chunks, and we're going to drop it down to the bottom and raise it up so that it's 2 or 3 feet off bottom. Right now we're 26 feet deep, so our baits are going to be down there about 23, 24 feet deep. This rig here, that other rig that I just dropped down was a Carolina rig, which y'all looking right into the sun right now. You probably can't see a daggone thing. This one here is also a Carolina rig, just a 8-ounce egg sinker swivel, 80-pound monofilament line down to a circle hook. That's a 10-aught size circle hook. And then this one I have a Catfish Sumo bait stalker fly under the hook. We're just gonna take that hook and go through the chicken breast there and drop it down. Trying out some new rod holders on my Hobie Lynx today. This is the first catfishing trip with them, so y'all keep your fingers crossed we don't get the rod holders ripped off this thing. But I've got them mounted here to my seat. These are tubular style rod holders, and they are clamped to my seat rail. So yeah, it's going to be interesting today to try those out. This Hobie Lynx, well, we already got one hitting this right here. Y'all, my gosh, we got fish number one. I knew I see a bunch of fish down here, and I'll show you here on the graph. And just, yeah, we do. We got fish number one right there. He's a dink. Look at all those marks right there. These fish were stacked all the way up the edge of this flat coming up through here. I saw them. I was planning on going on over to the bottom of the drop, like out toward the main river channel. But I had the graph on, and I saw just a bunch of fish right here on this, the first drop off from the shallow water. I said, well, hell, if all the fish are here, this is where we need to be. So I'm hoping we catch a bunch today, and I'm hoping we get some bigger than that. Like I said, chicken's not my favorite bait. It's a good bait for numbers of fish, but you will occasionally get some big fish on it. A lot of people swear by it. But anyway, this Hobie Lynx kayak, not the best for catfishing as far as being able to securely mount rod holders. You can't drill into the hole on this thing. So mounting this style of rod holder to my seat, it gives it a firmer base. I can fish how I normally like to fish, suspend fishing with my drags fairly tight. The fish can load up the rod, and hopefully we don't have to worry about the rod getting ripped off the kayak. So I'm gonna put y'all here in the chest. I'm gonna bust out my sunglasses and we'll just drift down. We're just gonna basically drift along this island here and try to work this brake line right where it starts to come up into that shallow water. Got one after this rod now. Oh, buddy, that's 2 fish right off the bat, man. Thankfully, we're starting out with some smaller fish here to test these rod holders. It would be terrible to hook into a big one first thing and lose the whole rod holder, rod, everything off the kayak. But so far, so good. This one here's left the bait on for us too. Old chicken McNugget there, unfried, uncooked, getting it done for us. 2 fish in just a few minutes here. So let's drop that back down. Same piece of chicken. I just got 1 pack of chicken today. My main goal coming out here was really to test these rod holders. So I'm gonna fish for probably a couple hours this morning, because it's going to be a steam bath today, man. We're in that part of the year where it's just miserable hot by 10 o'clock in the morning. Of course, I got a late start getting out here anyway. Sun was already up. It's supposed to be real foggy this morning. That's what they were calling for. They said it was going to be a dense fog. Well, it wasn't no fog, so I didn't have no reason to really wait to get out here. But the fish have apparently waited on me, because look, is this one? One of them was getting hit, I felt it. Nevertheless, you can see all them marks right down there. So there's from coming up through here, I followed that path all the way up this island, and there was fish the whole way. So we're gonna be definitely drifting through some fish today. Got this rod over here getting hit. I actually think he's kind of swimming with it. My line has went. Let me pick up on that. He is on there. It's like my line has swam that direction. Y'all probably couldn't see it because you're looking right into the sun. It wouldn't hurt my feelings if that sun went behind a cloud for a little while. It's already a steam bath out here. Another dinkety doodah though, man. I hope we get on some better fish. It looked like there was some. Well, he's actually hooked in the top of the head. That's a dumb fish right there, folks. He might be one of the dumbest fish out here, blue cat. There are some bigger marks. I've switched over to the regular sonar screen. I had it on down imaging at first, but you can see there are some bigger marks, and I'd seen some other bigger fish on the way up through here. So I do believe there are some better quality cats mixed into the bunch, but we may have to sort through some small ones to hope. Well, we're gonna sort through another one right here, buddy. Oh, he hit it. I gotta quit talking to y'all and get some more bait on there. Let me chop another piece of chicken down on this side, and then I'll reel that one up and make sure we still got bait. But we're gonna stay the course, man. The speed right now, current's got us moving 0.4, 0.5 miles an hour. So it's ideal drifting speed this morning, and we're gonna catch a lot of fish today, y'all. We got another one trying to swim off with it right there. He's took my bait and he's headed that way. Let's just pick up on him and reel him in, why don't we? These fish today, man, they're not taking the rod down super hard. It's like they're getting the bait and trying to just swim up in the water column with it. Of course, part of the reason they're not, oh Lord, we don't need a bath first thing this morning, fish. Part of the reason they ain't taking it down too hard is because so far y'all have only managed to catch these small fish. You should have brought some better bait with you, but the weather the last couple days has just knocked me out of fishing. We've had some storms and whatnot, and so, oh, well, he's gone. Heck with him. We didn't want to hold that up no way. But the weather hasn't been super cooperative, so I ain't been out on the water. And could have made a bait run this morning, obviously, but I was like, man, I want to just get out and do some catfishing. We'll see what we can get with the old chicken. It is a popular bait option. A lot of people swear by chicken as their favorite catfish bait, and it's certainly something that's cheap and readily available. I mean, we're going to catch a lot of fish today on $7 worth of bait, whereas if you got to go out and buy skipjack, for instance, that's the most popular bait here in my area, but if you went out to buy skipjack at a bait shop, you're going to spend $7 or $8 for one skipjack, and you're going to get maybe 3 or 4 baits out of that total. So it's definitely more expensive. And even if you're going out catching your own skipjack, I mean, let's be real, your time is worth something. Your fuel, getting where you're going to catch the skipjack, unless you're planning on catfishing right there where you're catching the skips at. But if you're just making a specific bait run, your time, your fuel, any tackle you use, like, there's money involved in that. Whereas you're using something chicken, some grocery store bait, you gotta go to the grocery store anyway, just for yourself. So you just pick that up while you're there. It's in the fridge and it's readily available whenever you want. And it will catch some fish. I talk a lot of crap about chicken, but it will catch some fish. We're seeing it out here firsthand today. It's just, when you're targeting trophy size fish, I like having just a big head of something, some fresh fish, skipjack, white bass, crappie, I don't care. I just want something big, something that's natural, that they're natively eating out here. But in a pinch, chicken will work. Oh, that one's gonna pull a little bit there. Let's reel him in. Y'all, I have barely made any progress right here. I'm still right here at the top of this dang island. The wind, it's a very light breeze, thankfully. That's another dink right here. There's a very light breeze, and it's kind of pushing us out toward the middle of the river. And so I'm just kind of turned into the wind and just lightly pedaling as needed to keep us drifting down this line where these fish are at. They're right there on the break line, right here, right on that edge, right where it starts to come up toward the land over there. We are going to need some of these fish to give us the bait back, or else we're going to go through it pretty quick. I just got that 1 pack of chicken, so these fish are going to need to be a little bit conservative. Anytime, I don't care what kind of bait you're using, anytime you are short on bait, every fish you catch is going to either eat the bait or throw it off the hook completely. It never fails, folks. Always works out like that. But hey, if we go through all our bait, we've had a good day. I just come across a school of shad right there. They're about 15 feet deep. And of course the cats are still, I assume all of those are cats anyway, right there along the bottom. But I want to take a second here and kind of show you how I've got things laid out on this kayak. I haven't done very many catfishing trips in this thing, and every time I do one, I've changed something, I've tinkered with it to try to get it dialed in for how I like to. One of these rods just got hit with them attached to my seat, like every little bump I feel. But anyway, every time I fish out of this thing, I kind of tinker with it a little more just to try to get it dialed in, get it set up how I want for catfishing. And of all the, there he is. Well, let's reel in a fish and then I'm going to show you. These fish, man, they don't want me showing you what I've done here. They're worried about it for some reason. I don't know. I guess they're afraid you're going to do something similar and come out here and catch them. I don't know. This is another one he's hooked on the bottom of the outside of the lip. Look at this. How do you dummies keep getting hooked in a way that ain't in the mouth? He's literally hooked under the mouth. I'm trying not to get that hook in me. He's throwing bait off too. Get on, fish. So let's get another bait on there, and then I'm going to show you what I have done. Because this kayak, of all the kayaks I've had through the years, this one has proven to be the most challenging to rig, and it's just because of the design of it. It's more paddleboard than it is kayak. There's no internal storage. You can't drill into the hull. And so because of that, there are some limitations as to what you can do and where you can do it. But tinkering with it little by little, I've got it, I think, how I kind of want it here in the end. So as long as these rod holders work out, I don't imagine there will be a lot more changes to it. This kayak, when I got it, was ideally going to be a very simple setup, and it is. I don't have a lot of gadgets on here, just really the necessities. When I'm catfishing, when I'm drift fishing like I am today, I do need a graph. It doesn't have to be fancy. A basic unit there. I am going to buy another map card. The map card that comes with this Lowrance, this is the Hook 5 reveal. I bought it on sale recently, but the map card in there is not very good. Whatever came standard preloaded, it's crap. I am going to buy another one of those. It's more accurate to give me a way that I can better follow the contours. But you do need a graph when you are suspending baits, you're drift fishing. You need to be able to monitor your depth and your speed. So because you don't have internal storage on this particular platform, you got to do something with your wires. And I initially had it mounted to my seat right here. Well, I get out of the kayak on the right side, so with it mounted right there, it was difficult to do that. So I've moved it to the left, and I actually mounted it to my cup holder. I've got a ram ball down there, I don't know if you can see, and the graph right above it. So it's out of my way, and it's low enough, even though I'm left-handed and I'm casting, like from ultralight fishing or something, it's out of my way. My arm, my cast, it's not interfering with that. But the wires then, they go from behind the unit there over here to this bag, and I bought this bag a while back for like tool storage, just a mesh bag there. We got another one hitting. But anyway, I got my tools in here, and this is zip tied to my seat. Well, this bag has 2 pouches, so I have coiled up all the wires and put in there along with my battery for the graph, because I bought one of these it's a little Nakwa, I think's how you say it. It's just a little tiny baseball sized battery. It's a 10 amp hour. So get about, with me fishing, most of my trips are 4 or 5 hours long. I should get about 2 trips per charge out of that battery before I got to recharge it. But anyway, all of my wires, the battery, everything, and all my tools stay in this little pouch. Everything's contained. The wires, they're not running all over the deck there, and that's important, because if I had it mounted up front, I'd have to have exposed wires out on the deck, because I can't run it inside the hull. This hull, it's foam wrapped in plastic. That's what keeps it so lightweight. And then the transducer, which I don't know if you can see the transducer or not, there's a whole little cavity there that the transducer is mounted in, and then of course the extra transducer wire is in there as well. So everything self-contained here on the seat. Then of course these rod holders I showed you earlier, they're now mounted to the seat, which gives it a little bit more security. I can keep my drags locked down a little tighter without fear of either damaging the hull, ripping a rod holder off, ripping a rod off, etc. And then behind the seat, a very limited space, I've got a little bag here. I'll keep my keys and wallet. I can keep a tackle box in there if I need to carry extra stuff with me. Then back here I've just got a standard milk crate, just a plastic crate, small cooler in there, cutting board, and I added these clips. I forget what they're called, some kind of yak attack clip. This kayak didn't come with anything like that. The bungees on this kayak was initially just kind of crisscrossed over the back deck, and I saw these clips on they actually come on that other kayak I'd bought, the Native Slayer, and I really like them because you attach them and they kind of latch on to your crate, and it keeps it secure. So it's like $10 for a 2-pack of those. They're a little pricey for what they are, but I really like them. And then, of course, behind that, I got my wheels there for just rolling it from the water back up to the truck. This thing is only 11 feet long, so I don't need a bed extender on the truck, and it's light enough weight, it's 65 pounds, so I can roll it anywhere I need to. I don't need to trailer it or anything like that. So I really like this platform. It's a lot of fun. It's just the design of the hull when you catch a big fish, like you're getting spun around every which way. It's a lot of fun from that, and I want to do more catfishing from it. And I think now that we've got the rod holder situation, at least I think it's figured out, I think we're going to be able to do that. So anyway, that's just a little quick walkthrough of how I've got things currently set up. That up there, I don't know if I mentioned, that's just my DIY camera mount. I can stick the camera up there, get a picture of a big fish if need be. Got more space on the front deck, like if I want to bring a live bait tank, or anything I might need to carry. Might need to carry this fish if he keeps trying to steal that bait. But that paddle, obviously emergency purposes. This is a pedal kayak, but you always want to have a paddle just in case something goes wrong. It has to stay up here on top of the deck because of the lack of internal storage. And then I got cup holders on each side. I keep my gulp minnows in here when I'm ultralight fishing. Of course, the graph mounted to it. This one I actually keep my water and phone there. But yeah, y'all, very basic, very simple setup, but it's all you need for catfishing. You don't have to have a big fancy boat and a million rods and all that. You can keep things very, very basic, very simple, and go out and catch some fish. So we're going to be competing with that big school of shad right there to keep the attention of the catfish for the time being. But I think as we drift our way on down, we're going to catch some more. And if the bite slacks off, or if the quality don't improve, I'll probably try to do what I had planned on doing coming out here, which was going to be drift the main river channel ledge. It's just I was coming out through here and I had the graph on, and as soon as I come off the shallow water down onto the deeper flat, I saw them all stacked up. And so I was like, well, we got to start here. But we may end up still going out to the main river channel before we leave here today. I think he may finally have it here, y'all. He's been working on it. Look at the kayak spin around. The resistance of me pulling against this small fish is enough to get this kayak on the move, man. Come here, fish. Let's see what we can do with you. Let me put that rod back over there. Thank you for not throwing the bait off. Oh my gosh, are you serious? I'll take back everything I just said. You jerk. That fish is like, I'll show you, Justin. Dadgummit. Oh goodness, y'all, I gotta turn the camera back on. No, I don't either. That's a snag. There it comes. Dadgummit. I checked my bait and dropped it back down. I thought I was hooked up. What I was hooked up on was a snag. Y'all just pretend you didn't see that. That's embarrassing. I ought to edit that crap out. I think we got a double, y'all. Let's reel. Oh, that one's gone. Oh my gosh, that one's gone too. Should we get robbed of both baits? Oh, that bait's still there. I'll send it back down. We'll check the other one. Well, I don't know how y'all managed to hook two fish and lose them both. I gotta find me a better fishing partner, y'all. We definitely gotta get a better partner before the next tournament. We can't be having y'all losing that many fish. He did steal our bait. We down to about the final piece here of that piece of chicken. So we got one more piece of chicken there in the cooler. I need y'all to start reeling these fish in now. Don't be letting them steal from us. We're gonna be off the water even sooner than anticipated today. Well, let's see if this one will stay hooked up as the bald eagle serenades us over there. I'll say that now, he's gonna shut up. That's just a tiny one anyway. Ain't no wonder that bald eagle don't want to serenade us. That bald eagle wouldn't waste his time on a fish this small. He did give us the bait back though. So it's kind of like it didn't even happen. I'm gonna rehook it there. That way hopefully it'll stay on when the next one that size tries to nip it and rip it off. I'm telling you though, folks, it's so far, and I'm still seeing a bunch of fish there on the screen. Not as many as what we were seeing, but there's still a bunch of stuff down there. But I mean, there ain't been a lot of downtime, no further than we've went here. Maybe what, I don't know, 200 yards. There's been a lot of just activity from fish, so action packed, although the quality hasn't been there yet. Oh, better takedown right there. Well, he just spun my rod holder around. This is going to be a little bit better fish. I thought I had them things tightened down as much as I could. You stick them on there with an Allen wrench, but this fish here just spinning around backwards. And he ain't even that big. Fun sizer. Well, good news is we got a little bit better fish. Bad news is my rod holder. Maybe that might be the way to do it, because they can't spin any further back than that. Maybe I should angle them like that. Work in progress, folks. At least it can't go, it can spin, but it can't get pulled down. I'll show you here in a second what I'm talking about. Let's get this thing landed here. Oh Lord. Got me sopping wet. He's actually the first fish in a little while. I'm not seeing as much on the graph right now. I think we kind of got away from the bulk of the fish as we've been working our way down through here, but I wanted to go a little bit further before changing things up, just to see if we might run into something a little better quality that was maybe around. And well, we got one a little better quality. He's mad too, ain't he? But you act like somebody. You're showing out here, people's watching you on video acting this way. I'm gonna spin around toward the sun here, so actually hold this fish up there. Nothing to write home about, but at least a fun sizer in length anyway. Definitely, of the fish we've got so far today, definitely the best quality for sure. But good test. Oh Lord, still showing out. Good test on these rod holders there. One of my concerns with them clamping on the rail, and I'll show you here best I can with the camera how these things attach. You've got this part here with the teeth. That keeps it from going down. When a fish pulls down on it, like, it's not going to pull the rod holder and then subsequently the rod down into the water. But because this is on a round rail, you attach the base into that with a couple bolts and an Allen wrench, and that fish right there ended up spinning me. And it does spin easier than what I had hoped it would. I thought I had them things tightened down as much as I could. That may just be something we have to live with, or angle them in such a way that if they get pulled, they can't, well, they really can't get pulled all the way around because it's going to hit my seat. But nevertheless, we're out here today experimenting with this. That's one of the things I wanted to figure out. Are they going to hold up? How are they going to react? Yada, yada, yada. And when you fish in shallow water, and we're 26 feet deep here, even smaller fish like that, fun sizer, you're going to have some big takedowns because you just got a short line, right? So it's a good test, a very good test to see what we can and can't do with these things. But I think I'm gonna, since we just got that one, I'm gonna stay the course a little while longer. But you can see the screen now, man. There's really a little bit of bait down there, but not seeing the volume of fish that I was, 200 yards up from here as we've made our way down. So those fish, they might have either kept going on upriver, or maybe they've moved out to deeper water. So I'm going to drop another bait down. We're down our final piece of chicken here, but I'm going to drop it down. We'll drift down a little further. If we keep getting bit, especially if it's better quality fish, we'll stay the course. If not, I think what I'll do is pedal back up, but go over and hit the bottom edge of the flat, where the flat is here, 26 feet deep. It's a wide flat, and then it drops off into the main river channel over there. We'll go over there on the bottom edge of the drop on the main river side, which is about, it should be 40 something feet deep over there, and see if maybe the fish that we were finding shallower when we first got out here, now if the sun's got up a little bit more, maybe they've pushed out deeper. We'll see. We'll experiment a little bit and see. All right, I've I've moved out to 43 feet deep. You can see we just come off the bottom edge there, and I'm going to try to work that down through here, although I'm not seeing much right now. I mean, there's a mark, but not really a lot out here. So typically these hot summer months, I mean, water temp, I don't know if you can see on the screen, it's a small number there, but 85 degrees surface temps. Usually in these hot summer months, I like to fish deep. Deep ledges, you got more stable water down there. We have enough current flow where I fish that we usually don't get a thermocline out here. So usually the deeper water is where it's at, but those fish were up a little bit shallower earlier, but we're gonna try it out here. All we can do is try, folks. So I'm probably only gonna fish maybe another hour just because it's a miserable hot anyway. This time of year, man, I like to get my fishing done early and take it home to the AC. When it's 90 plus and super high humidity, I'd rather it be hot than cold. You'll never ever hear me say I'd rather it be cold than hot, ever. I can deal with the heat. I can get out early and fish before it gets miserable. And when it's cold, it's just, there ain't nothing you can do about it other than be cold. But we've reached that point in the morning where it's a steam bath. So we're gonna give it maybe another hour out here, see if we can get something out here in deeper water, hopefully something better quality. And then we're gonna take it to the air condition. If our bait lasts that long, we get on some fish out here, that's all the piece of chicken we got left. I got it baking in the sun right now, so I need to put it back in the cooler. But yeah, folks, all in all though, I mean, so far today, we've gotten a few fish, been able to test these rod holders. So yeah, productive day thus far. Well, first bite out here in deeper water. I think he's ate my bait and swam up with it. He has. He didn't take the rod over. I felt him hit it and my line went slack. Yeah, we're 42 feet deep here. Let's see what we got. I think he's going to be another dinkety doodah. Yeah, about the size we was getting there first thing in the shallows, but it is another bite, and at least gives me a little hope that there might be some fish out here in deeper water. They say you don't leave fish to go find fish, but the fish the fish left us as we made our way down the ledge up there in the shallower water. We kind of got away from them. But the other thing too, would ideally be leaving fish this size to go find better quality fish. So hopefully we'll come into something a little better out here, but it does give me hope because the screen has been pretty much devoid of fish out here at this point. But we do know there's at least one, so maybe he's got some friends and hopefully some bigger friends. Well, moving out to deeper water apparently wasn't the smart play. Only got that one small fish out there, and unfortunately we've hit that time of day where just sitting out here in swamp ass. So that means it's time to go to the house and hit the air condition. I'll see y'all next time. Thanks for coming with me today.